All right, parents, we've talked about prevention, we've talked about routines, and we've talked about stopping the problem before it starts. But here's the truth. Sometimes it's still going to happen. Your child is still going to melt down. The crisis will come back. And in those moments, your reaction is everything. Do you stay calm, cool, and collected enough to help them through it? Or do you add fuel to the fire? Well, today's module is just about that. And that's what to do when it happens again, because guess what? It will. So, you have those early warning signs of escalation like we talked about. What happens? So some people may do things such as pace back and forth. Okay. Some people pace back and forth when they start to escalate. And that's how you know that things may get out of hand. Okay. So what should you do once they start pacing back and forth? You want to start using that neutral tone. Remember? Use a neutral tone. Are you okay? Do you need anything? How can I help you? Do's and the don'ts. Okay. Do, be direct. Okay. Just a few things that we talked about already. And you know what? Let me make it clearer. Do, be direct. And let's go down to don't yell. Let's keep it very simple. Okay. You start yelling, you're adding to the emotional math problem, and you're going to go over the number. You're going to bust like in 21. You don't want to go over 21. You hit the 22, you're going to bust and the dealer wins. Okay. Don't let the dealer win. And then you have this post-crisis recovery plan. Okay. So what happens after they have de-escalated, or how do you help them after the crisis? Once again, you can remind them of their safety. That's number one. And another thing that you can do is get back to routine as quickly as possible. This really, really helps, especially children, just to get back to their routine. Okay. And then lastly, let's say you're at daycare, preschool, or even at your child's school, no matter how old they are. You might want to give the people who work with them the emergency contact. So in case it does happen again, who do they need to contact? So we'll just say they need to contact father, and his phone number is, let's say, 777-9311. Okay. So that's the crisis plan worksheet. We've talked about a few things to help you get through that crisis when it happens again, because once again, it will. And that will allow you to re-regulate and be very effective in keeping that meltdown from melting everything down. Okay. So think of it as your parenting fire drill. Practice it before the crisis, so when it happens again, you're not guessing. So we have come to my absolute favorite segment of this entire course, because it reminds me of my childhood, and it is one of the most funniest sections that we are going to cover this entire time. And what is that? We must talk about language. Oh my goodness. Some of the creative things that parents say when they're talking to the children, either ridicule or sarcasm or jokes or just stuff they heard when they were younger from their parents and grandparents. Some of it is absolutely amazing. Even if you saw your friends or cousins getting disciplined when they were younger verbally, some of the stuff that you heard, it was some of the best stuff, some of the best material on the planet. So we'll talk about that today. You're being directive, you're telling them what to do, and you're involving yourself, and you're also keeping that emotional math neutral. Okay, you're not adding to the fire, you are de-escalating. Okay, take this tool and absolutely have fun with it. Everything you might see here may not be the language that you use, but I'm sure you can find things that fit right in here that you guys use every day. They've probably been using for millennia. So a very, very strong tool. I hope you can use it. I would love to hear some of you guys is what I usually say, is because I know they're off the hook. But as we close this section, I just want you to remember the dead man's test. If a dead person can do it, it's not behavior. Okay. Give them something that they can do. Tell them something that you can see right away. Okay. So once you have your translation guide and you're able to switch your language, you will see not only will you be able to prevent a lot of problem behavior, but you can keep it from getting worse. Fill out that crisis plan worksheet with at least 3 triggers and 3 strategies to respond to them. Okay, I filled out one with everybody, but you, I'm sure, have more. So go ahead and fill out at least 3. Print the what to say instead checklist and put it where you'll see it, especially in the heat of the moment. That could be in your phone, on the remote, on the refrigerator. Okay? Because remember, behavior isn't about being perfect. It's about practicing the tools that work. So when it happens again, you're ready. As we always know, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.